What I'd like to do now is add some fabric to my bed. So over here, I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to call it bed. So the way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to define an image as a pattern. And you can do this with fabric, you can do this with wood samples or different rock patterns like granite and things like that. Anything that you have a sample of, you could either scan it in to have an image, or you could, of course, always get an image off the internet. So this is the fabric that I like. So what I need to do is define it as a pattern. So I go to Edit, about halfway down is Define Pattern. And it will show me the image, and I'm going to call it, let's just call it bed. All right, now go back to my floor plan. Make sure you're on the correct layer. Actually, first I have to go back to my background layer. Use my magic wand to select the bed, and then of course right back to that other layer so that the pattern doesn't go on my nice background layer that I want to keep clean. And then what I'm going to do is go to Edit and Fill. And I want to use Pattern, but that's not the one I want. If you just click on this arrow, you'll see that your pattern that you just defined came in automatically. And say OK. Just as before, if I'm not crazy about the scale, I can just go to FX, Pattern Overlay. Always tries to change it on me, but I can change it back. And then by using the scale, I can bring it down to something that looks a little more realistic. Something else I can do to make it look a little bit more like a bed, a little more 3D, is I can go to Bevel and Emboss. And you'll see what it does is it makes it look a little more 3D. So that might be a little harsh. You just need to play around with the sliders until you get something that you like. And there are a few different ones here that you can play with. I think this looks pretty good, so I'm going to leave it just like that.